Hi and welcome to Property Funnels. My name is David Steinberg, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to automatically capture your leads coming off the portals, buyers, tenants, and send that data automatically into a Google Sheet structure. And then if you would like to take it a step further, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Property Funnels and how we automate this on behalf of our clients for free when they are Property Funnels clients. So that's it. Let me get into the video. So the tools you're going to need to achieve this are three tools. Number one, you're going to need a Zapier account. You can sign up for Zapier for free. The only limitation on the free account is that you can do 100 tasks per month. So essentially 100 automations of your data going into, for example, a Google Sheet per month. So 100 leads, essentially, if you're using this for Property 24. The second software that you're going to need is Google Sheets in order for you to structure and send data into the Google Sheets, and then an email parser so that your data is structured in the right way so that when it goes through Zapier, it pulls in the correct data and goes into Google Sheets under the correct headings. So this is Zapier that I've got here. This is email parser by Zapier. So create an account with Zapier and then sign into your email parser account using that same login. And then over and above that, you will need a Google Sheet, something like this with your headings, for example, the full name, cell, email, the property address, price, source, etc. Every other data point that you want to include here. Now, if you would like this to go into a system to achieve autoresponders and nurture your leads, then a tool like Property Funnels does just that. But today I'm going to show you how to get just as far as pulling the data into a Google Sheet. At least then you've got all the data that you need in front of you. And from a sales perspective, you can then follow up with people either manually or put them into your own CRM system by downloading a Google Sheet. So I'm going to just name this Google Sheet called P24 Demo, and the date is the 5th of September. All right, so let's get in. So what you're going to have to do is you need to send data into a email parser account. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new mailbox. So you can create a mailbox and customize the name, or for example, this can be the email address that you use. So I'm going to just click on skip waiting, and I'm going to then customize the name of my mailbox. So I'm going to call this mailbox P24 Demo 5 September. Let's see if that accepts it. And then you're going to keep the same structure that it's got here, use the body content, and then version 1 and 2. So let's create the template. Okay, so it is no, so I think it's these, there we go. That should be fine. And let's try that. So it is case sensitive, so that is the email address. So what you want to do then is you want to put this email address that you create inside your email parser, and you want to send data from, for example, Agent Zone. So create a user inside Agent Zone, but just don't put in any sort of marketing inclusion. So you don't want data that's coming from Prop24, which is their marketing emails, and also you don't want, expiries or any other messages coming through this mailbox. You want to keep this purely for your leads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this mail address, click on copy, and then inside my inbox, I've already pre-created a email here. And I'm going to just paste this in, so send it to that mailbox. So you can see I've just customized this a little bit. I've put the agent name as Piet Pompies. And then this is just some data that I got from an existing client, the address, the reference, inquired by. So that's your lead. That's your lead's cell phone number. And that's your lead's email address. And then the message is, for example, tester. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this data now out, and I'm going to go back to my mailbox over there, and I'm just going to find the mailbox. So there it is. And then I'm going to go and check on this little gear icon to see if the data has been sent in, and there it is. So this is the email from Property24 that was just sent to my inbox. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to structure our data inside the parser. So what we want to find out here is we want to separate all this information and be able to put it into that Google Sheet. So if we look at the Google Sheet again, the data points that I'm interested in finding out are the leads information, the property address, the price, the web reference, the message that they leave. Tagging is purely for sending into a CRM, for example, property funnels, the agent's name, and then the listing URL. So if I go back into the email parser, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to highlight this text, and I'm going to call this one agent name. You can see I've done this a few times, so you'll see it already saves it. So that will be now the spot where it's going to pull all the other inquiries. It's going to associate that with the agent name. This is the price. So price. And then I've just got normally under the image, this is the listing URL. So property 24 is the listing URL. So I'm going to call this one listing URL. There we go. The address is here. So address of the property. There's the web reference. So web reference. And then inquired by. So this would be the lead's name. So this is lead full name. The contact number is here. So this would be lead phone. Lead phone. That. And then ignoring the WhatsApp part. And then there's the lead's email address. Lead email address. Save. And then the message is here. So this would be message. And if you want to send this into a CRM, for example, and you want to structure inquiries coming from various sources, this can be your tag. So I'm just going to include this one here, tag. And that's it. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing out on anything here. We've got the agent name, we've got the price, we've got the listing URL and the address, web reference, lead full name, lead phone, lead email address, message, and tag. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on Save Address and Template. So now it's going to save this template. So if we send another email into this inbox, it should give us that structured data. So if here, we just look for that again, over there, if we click on View Emails, we'll be able to see this is the latest email that I just sent through. And you can see all the data that's in the yellow highlight has already passed that data. So if you want to look at just the output, you can see this is what it looks like as a structure. So there's the agent name, there's the price, that's the listing URL, the address, the web reference, and then the leads information, their message, and the tag. So exactly what we've just done. So once you've completed this process, what you want to do now is you want to go to Zapier, because what you're going to do is when a new email comes into this inbox, you want to send that data to your Google Sheet. So what we're going to do then is we're going to hop into Zapier now, and we're going to click on Create, and we're going to click on New Zap. And what we're going to have now is the opportunity to name it, and then set up a trigger, and then an event. So we've got a trigger, and then action. So let's just name this Zap while we're here. So this is a P24 demo 5 September. And then our trigger is when an email arrives in that inbox inside the parser account. So click on trigger, and then you're going to type in, where did it go? You're going to type in email parser. So we're going to just type in P-A-R-S-E-R, email parser by Zapier. There it is. Click on that. And then you need to be signed into your email parser account. So all you're going to do there is email parser. I want to just check which one it's got. Hold on, let me just make sure. New email. I'm sure I'm already signed in. Okay, there's the account. So continue. And then choose an account. So I'm going to choose, it'll be the one that I've got the most zaps in. So I think it'll be this one. And then I'm going to click on continue. And it's going to look for the mailbox now. So you'll see I'll have a bunch of mailboxes here, but there's the most recent one. There's the P24 demo 5 September. So that's the mailbox I'm interested in. Click continue. And now what it's going to do is going to test. It's going to see, can it pull data from that box? Is there data in here? That's why you need to do this part first, before you set up this Zap, because otherwise there's no data for it to work with. So test trigger, and once you have a trigger event that's successful, so there's email A, and you can see this is the email that was just in there. So there's some of the data records. If we just go down here, inquired by David, there's his information, and then it should pull out all the data here. Wait, where is it? A little bit further down. They have changed this a little bit, but there's agent name, email address, full name, etc. So that's all the data. And if you're happy with that, click on continue with the selected record. And then what it wants to do is what's the action. So what we want to do now is we want to send this data into Google Sheets automatically. So you can type in Sheets, Google Sheets, and then you're going to select your account. So the event is a new spreadsheet row. So it's going to say create spreadsheet row. Continue. Choose an account. So you need to be signed into your Google account. So this is my Google account. And then continue. And then your drive, normally it's in my Google Drive, unless you've got different drives. So click on my Google Drive, and then the spreadsheet that you just created. So you also need to just create this and name it. So make sure you've got this with a heading structure that looks similar to this. So what you can see right now is this is empty. There's no data in here. So, you know, it's all the headings, but there's no data beneath them. So when I test this just now, you're going to see how the data automatically pre-fills in those spaces in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the P24 5 September. So that's the sheet. And then because if you look here, it's on sheet 1. Sometimes you've got more than one sheet at the bottom here, but this is sheet 1. So that's the one I want to send it into. So worksheet, sheet 1. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, well, what data should go to these sheets headings? So we've got lead full name, cell phone. So this, it's picking up what are the sheet names, or what data do you want to put into those sheet names. So we're going to go through lead name. So what you can do here is you can search for it. So just type in lead full name, and there it is. So pass output lead full name. That's the kind of structure you're looking for. So all the output ones. So there's the full name. And then the next one is phone. So I'm going to just type in phone here. So there's lead phone. Lead email. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find it, so just look for it. There's the lead output email address. So you just have to do this once. You don't have to do this over and over. Just the structure to set it up takes about 5 minutes to do if you know what you're doing. Property address. So we're going to just say address, because that's what we named it on the parser. So there's lead email address. And then price. So you get the picture here. So output price. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to complete this, and then I'm going to come back and show you how it works. Okay, so what I've gone and done is I've completed all of the inputs. So you can see lead full name, cell phone number, email address, the property address that they're inquiring on, the price of that property, the source. I've just used the tag as the source because I want to also structure source and tags. So I use the same one. So it's the tag is the source, and then you'll see at the top, at the bottom here, tag is still the tag. The message, the web reference, the agent name, and then the listing URL too. So all of those data points I've already done inside my parser, and it's corresponding with what's on my Google Sheets over here. So now, if I go back into Zapier and I click continue, it's going to give me the opportunity to test. So you can see column A, B, C, D, E, all the way down into this sheet, onto worksheet 0. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on test step. So if we test the step, it's going to send data. It'll tell us if it's been successful. So it'll say spreadsheet row was sent to Google Sheets about 5 seconds ago. And if we go into Google Sheets now, the data has already automatically populated inside this Google Sheet that I created. So now if another person inquires, their data will fill in below this and so forth. So eventually you're going to have an entire Google Sheet populated with all your lead data from property 24 in this instance. You can do the same for private property. You just use a different email address inside your parser. The reason for that is because their templates, the emails that they send out, are different from those of property 24. Property 24 also gives you the listing URL, which is a static value. Private property has a dynamic URL, which changes based on the receiving side. So it's not something that you can have as a structure like you can on property 24. So now if we go back to Zapier, and if we're happy with this, we click on publish. So we can click on publish. Now the next time an email comes into the email parser account, it's going to go through Zapier and it's going to go then into the Google Sheets. Now from here, if you're on the free plan with Zapier, this is as far as you can go. So you can't add more actions, but you can add a second Zapier workflow to look for when a new spreadsheet row has been created, to send that data to another system or to do other things with that data. But in this video, I just wanted to show you exactly how you can automatically pull the data that you get on a daily basis from Property 24 and put that at the very least into a Google Sheet so that you and your team can manage that data better. Because as we know, if it sits in an inbox, it's very difficult to manage it. It's also very difficult to keep track of all the data that's coming into the business. And if you have a CRM system like Property Funnels, you can have this data go straight into Property Funnels. This lead would be automatically responded to by, for example, in this case, Piet Pompies, the agent assigned, thus putting them into a long-term nurture campaign to extract your buyers from your buyers from your browsers so that it separates those people. We also have 100 days of buyer nurture. So if they don't respond to those first 2 days of emails that they're going to be getting, they are put into a nurture sequence, which pulls them out of the that sort of browsing stage into a more active buying stage when they are ready. So this is a very short demo just to show you exactly how we do it. And this service is offered free of charge for all agencies that join Property Funnels that want to automate, capture, and nurture their buyer databases coming from the portals. So if you're interested in finding out more, please head onto our website, propertyfunnels.club, or reach out directly to me. I'm happy to take up any questions that you might have. And that is a wrap. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care.